YouTube, I haven't seen you for a while. You can probably expect that. I'm just, this isn't the best time of the year for me, and I've been having some health issues with fluttering in my ear and ear ringing, and I just haven't, I've been in the dumps. I'll just be honest with you. So, yeah, I'm probably going to be recording an album in January and February. We'll see about that. If it turns into video and uploading it or not. But I've got a folder where I'm putting ideas for the album songwriting process, what instrumentation I'm going to use, and kind of what it's going to be, you know. So that should be interesting, and hopefully that'll happen. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of rolling along, taking things how I feel like taking them rather than pushing myself when I'm not 100%. Like if I've got this fluttering and ringing in my ear, I'm not really going to want to do anything except for take it easy. So I've been doing a lot of gaming, and then I was looking for something to watch. I ran into this 1959 to 1961 ABC television show called One Step Beyond. Now, I knew about One Step Beyond through Mike Patton's Phantomus band. Phantomus is a band where he doesn't really sing so much as he speaks in rock and roll soliloquy. Like at the end of a song, the singer will be in rapture and he will kind of just scat sing. That's Phantomus. He's speaking in the language of rock and roll, speaking in tongues. And the first album is basically the alphabet of Phantomus. The second album, he integrates some actual words. They did what's called the director's cut, and that is horror anthems. It's pre-Friday the 13th, so there's no Jason or Freddy or slasher music in it. It's more Hitchcockian, or like black and white horror stuff. So one of the songs on this album is the theme. They're all theme song. They do the theme song from The Godfather. Rosemary's Baby, Devil Rides Out, One Step Beyond. And I had never heard of One Step Beyond. It turns out it's this black and white 1959 to 1961 ABC thing that they claimed each episode was based on a true story. So this is much more, it's safer. Like, if you ever watched Rod Serling's Night Gallery, that was probably about as far as you could go into the, like, terror. There was a lot of, like, demonology, Satan stuff. It was just kind of like a bad acid trip watching that one. There was a lot of corny stuff in there, too, but it was really kind of extreme. There's all kinds of shows like this. Crypt Keeper, The Hitcher was a really good show. Had a lot of nudity in it, but it also had some really good episodes with a lot of gore. So this is on the other end of that. We're seeing it's one of the pioneers. It's one of the earliest shows. I would have to go back and look like what was before this as far as this type of show, where we have Twilight Zone probably being the most famous one. There's another one called The Outer Limits that I know my dad was a big fan of. The Outer Limits. So I'm certainly, now with the internet, I'm planning on going through these shows and cherry picking the best episodes as far as what the critics say and giving them a look. And what I found with One Step Beyond, I watched 2 episodes. One was called The Navigator, and it involved a shipping vessel with an old captain with a big gray beard. And it starts going sideways real fast out on the sea. I find that things aren't the same as they are on land. And sometimes you just can't explain some things. And then the other episode that I watched was The Haunted U-Boat, which was a German Nazi submarine and a drama that played out with that. And what I didn't really realize, I just watched these 2 episodes and I was blown away by the quality of the show and how well it worked in the black and white format It was this unrealized gem that I had never heard about. I should have checked it out, because if Patton is paying homage to it, it's probably worth my time. You know, anything that Patton touches, not only does it turn to gold, but there might be something legitimate there for you to investigate on your own. He was a tape trader guy who did VHS stuff. So he had this video Macumba, which was a tape he had dubbed together and labeled that and given it to, I think, Max Calavera. Is that his name? From Sepultura. Anyway, he was giving this tape out to various people in bands. And there was a little tape trading scene that went on. It was all kinds of difficult to watch faces of death. Just really, I guess Patton has a video collection of stuff that you wouldn't want your mom to know you're looking at. Now, getting back to the actual show, like I said, it's black and white. It's much more toned down. And what I noticed was, like I said, I watched those 2 episodes. I was like, man, I can't believe how good this is. I can't wait till my wife comes home so I can watch more and share this with her. You know, I know what we're going to be watching for the next couple of months. And sure enough, we put it on the next 5 or 6 episodes. We started at episode 1 and just watched them. Every single episode had a hysterical woman in it. And, like, it was just kind of that thing that you see where if they're going to cross the street, the guy reaches out and like grabs a woman by the arm, like that. Like they can't. Like the one girl was like, "Well, I can't drive. You know, you'll have to teach me." Ugh. And she's like a 28-year-old woman. It's just like, really, you know. So they did have an African American in they had a cocktail party, and she was like handing out hors d'oeuvres, and she didn't have any lines. You know, that kind of character where it's just like, I don't want to see that. And then they had another African American guy who came in and like saved the day, and they weren't like, okay, back to you know, shovel and coal. They didn't say anything like that, but he did have like a weird kind of like a cap on to differentiate him. So there is stuff in there that, you know, you're going to notice as it's 2020, and when you watch something from the 50s, man, times have changed. So if you're one of these people, it's like, I don't like black and white, and you're going to get offended and start stamping your feet. If you see a guy help a woman across the street, I'm not going to recommend this for you. But if you can stomach that stuff and just take it in stride that, hey, that's when it was shot, you know. And then I really didn't get the thing that they were that they were being that hard on black people or African Americans, because there was that one scene where she was handing out hors d'oeuvres. It was a fancy New York cocktail party, but then they had the other African American guy play the role of a hero. You know, and the only thing about that was, you know, they didn't say anything to him, and he spoke very eloquently, and he didn't, you know, but he was wearing that hat. That kind of bothered me. So yeah, definitely check out if you're a fan of creepy suspense, that type of stuff. You know, this isn't Hostile or, you know, Chainsaw 5 Massacre. This is much more like there'll be a premonition and it prevented a bus accident, you know. So it's a lot slower paced, but this for me was a hidden gem from the late 50s that I had no idea existed. And I even missed the first time around from Mike Patton signaling, hey, this is worth checking out, by him covering the theme song, which the music is awesome in it. There's 2 main motifs of music that you'll hear. And the final one being when the narrator, they have a narrator on. So I suppose I could take a minute and read a little bit. We can learn a little bit from Wikipedia. There's 96 episodes. There was a Next Step Beyond, which had 25 episodes. 14 of them were remakes, and that was 1974. But this is basically American Broadcasting Company, or ABC, January 59 to July 61. It's a guy named Merwin Gerard, directed by John Newland. And Your Guide to the Supernatural, or Our Guide to the World of the Unknown. So it was situations or paranormal events that defied logical explanation. Unlike other anthology programs, the network episodes were presented with a straightforward 30-minute docudrama type format, all said to be based on human record, implying historical factual events. However, the incidents depicted were closer to popular urban legends dramatized for the screen. And that's what I'll give that a hearty hi-ho, that yes, I ain't buying it. Nevertheless, superbly entertaining. I'm going to give it a double hearty thumbs up for One Step Beyond. But I gotta kind of warn you, like I said, if you're one of these like post MTV attention span, like you thought Pulp Fiction was too slow, you're not going to be able to handle this show. It's a late 50s slow burn psychological drama type thing. There isn't any what was that, Karen?
Trilogy of Terror.
Trilogy of Terror, yeah. It was a TV show, so what do you expect? All right, you guys, keep me in your thoughts and send good vibes my way. I need to make it through I need to finish these projects that I'm working on so I can start the next one. That's going to be an easy project. I'm building a Friedman, BEOD / Dirty Shirley. And that's going to be an easy build. But I'm also going to be working on an album, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll be able to pull that one off, and stay healthy, and enjoy myself through this process. I really do appreciate you guys, and enjoy. Peace.